Mayor Sarno says the city and the Basketball Hall of Fame have renewed their deal to keep the Hoop Hall Classic in Springfield and are talking about even bigger sports plans for the region. Sarno met at City Hall with the Hall of Fame's president and CEO, along with tourism and event officials from the greater Springfield area. The mayor called the meeting as a follow-up to his letter last month about the future of the Hoop Hall Classic. Sarno says the contract with the Hall of Fame has been renewed, and he praises the group for reaffirming its commitment to Springfield. Leaders also talked about a long-term goal of developing a multi-purpose sports complex called a Court of